Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Job, chapter 10, verses 1 through 22. Job starts off, he's talking with God. He's agonizing with God. I hate my life. And we've all had days like that, right? And he goes on to say, why do you contend against me, right? And the God that he is dealing with is God raw in his majesty. A God who it's really the unpreached God, the God that he does not know through grace or the word of God, the grace of God, but through philosophy and religion. And he goes on in verse 3, does it seem good for you to go against the one who is the work of your hands? In other words, he's talking about himself. I am your work. I belong to you. I'm your creation. And he goes on to say that God watches and perceives him like no other. That God perceives us down to our very bone and marrow, to the core of who we are. God sees the interior. And he says, God, you're always searching for sin. Well, the unpreached God, the God of absolute justice, fairness against sin, always is searching for that. He goes on to say that, that God is always examining and accusing him. Even when I believe I'm not guilty, the law is, the unpreached God is examining and accusing us. And he says, there is no way to be free from your hand. No way to be free from the law. So how are we delivered out of the law? Someone comes on our behalf, Jesus Christ, under the law to take away the law from our lives so that we are no longer accused by it, but are declared righteous by God's grace. But that comes later, right? That's not where Job is. So he goes on, he says, you fashioned me. You gave me life. And not only did you give me life, you gave me your steadfast love and you gave me your care. And so there's a sense that he knows that part of the life of God, the character of God, is that God is one who provides. And so Job is still clinging to faith, looking for the preached God in spite of his despair. He's anxious for it. And then we get down to verse 17, and he says, you renew, you increase, you freshen your witness, your vexation, your attacks against me. And so the law that accuses us of sin is unrelenting. And he says, why don't you just kill me? Leave me alone to just live for myself. And isn't that the cry of humanity? We want to live life on our own terms. We don't want to be held to God's standard. We don't want the law to accuse us, but the law is always there, always accusing. It is relentless. And that's what is crushing Job in this passage. Well, thanks, my friends. Have a blessed day.